What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And this particular video, I will be reviewing and recapping Euphoria, Season 1, Episode 4. Now, I told y'all that usually I don't, I wasn't planning on reviewing the show like usually the day of or the night of, was already next day anyway. So, hope y'all enjoy, y'all have some lovely, incredible weeks. Gonna put that here, manifest that. But shout out to my YouTube fam, and also too, if you like what you see, like what you hear, go ahead subscribe, and don't forget the notification, ring that bell, whatever, click on that bell, involve notifications. Okay, y'all, this is getting more interesting, and I really want to talk about. By the way, I looked at a interview that was under, I forgot which article it was, but the micro penis, I did find out, was actually also prosthetic as well. It was not real, so the guy was not having that issue that the actor that performed and had the micro penis. So okay, anyways, y'all, it's a lot of things that are coming into the story. Some things it's like there's still, holes that need to be filled, puzzle pieces need to be put into the puzzle. But it's like even we're already mid-season. You might say we got 3 more episodes left, for what I gather, and then I guess if they get picked up, because I don't know if they got picked up for a second season or not. Especially since they're doing like a character analysis on seem like the main cast members. So are they gonna do one of McKay like probably next year or something like that? Because it's like he's there, but it seems like even though he's supposed to be one of these great football players, he appears to be more so a follower. I could be wrong, but that's kind of like the way they're portraying him, like the follower or the sidekick, as opposed to just being, that one of them dudes, that dude. Okay, but anyway, a lot of it, like I said, when I looked at the article, they had an interview, and I think the actor that plays Nate, I think it's Jacob. But when he was talking, it turns out he's from Australia. I know he had an accent, but I was like, is that Australian or London or something like that? And he was saying that, but it was interesting. He was like, I'm definitely totally different than the character, almost like 180. We could see that because even his posture where he carries himself seems like he's cool. Possibly could be even kind of shy, as opposed to Nate's complex, chaotic approach. Okay, I don't know, but that's what he's given us. So, and he was telling about, I think they made it seemed like based on what the actor Jacob Nate's, that plays Nate was saying, that actually this fair was purposely made or set up to be focused, on the film. They got to enjoy the rides and real life, whatever, blah blah blah. So the main focus is starting where you see Rue, like I said, how they jump sequences and stuff. And I noticed this time she seems like maybe to me she started narrate more or less. And I did read some article that some people are thinking that Rue is talking in past tense, not as like where I'm saying like it might be like as if she talks like she's a time traveler, but it's saying the reason why she knows not to say she information because I didn't honestly read the whole articles, but they were saying is it possibly she might have passed away already. Let's hope not. Okay, because as then Mrs. Dale gives great performance with this character. Okay, it's it's a lot of, like I say, it's interesting. It's shocking, but we can't act like this stuff does not happen. Okay, uh, even you have that one teacher. Even, okay, let me hush up. You always hear about one teacher, maybe not at your school or somebody else's school, but it mess. Okay, you know what? We go sit. Oh, okay. But anyway, the real reality is that the focus of this episode. I know I've been ranting, sorry y'all, but almost 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So let's get into it. Rue is talking, and she's even talking like she's drowsy. You see, she's talking. Y'all don't see, but in the beginning, it jumps to a scene where she's talking about, I'm just in my life where I feel like I don't have anything, no purpose or something. I think most people's like that, making sure. And Ollie's like, I don't give a f. why did you call me? She got her pancakes. He looked like he just got some coffee and stuff. But she kind of explained, first, but he explains like usually when a person is dealing, I guess, with addiction, when they're ready to call or really get really help, because I guess he's going to be like helping Ruby, be like her sponsor and stuff. And I read, I watched, I subscribed recently called Rewired Soul. Check out his channel where which he's very interesting to listen to watch. And he was saying that because he is a survivor of drug addiction, and I think alcoholism too. Okay, but he was saying that usually in real life, they usually if the person someone's going to sponsor them, they usually have the same sex, because just in case, it could be sponsor and it may turn into you trying to give this person, it may end up, y'all be more than sponsor would be and turn into friends with benefits or something, but he said, that's where I was going with what he was saying. So Ali was basically saying, granted options and kind of just really trying to, pick a little bit of rule, like, about okay, why are you here, a little bit about her. So she explains that she has this best friend and kind of like, she brings her joy, the best thing. And I noticed like I don't think she brought up to Ali about, besides Ali getting around her the first, the last episode, about her and her her sister. She keeps bringing up Jules. So Jules might possibly be like something, some people, get off of one addiction and try to get things that are less addictive. And sometimes or pick up other addictions. And sometimes it seems like she has like this addiction towards Jules, like this, this need and dependency. And she's addicted to, like what could be. Because she was saying something about Jules and her. She's even told her, but she's saying a friend, but she's not saying herself. She's still talking, narrate story, but she's talking about the story with Jules. We'll get to that in a second. Well, actually, in a minute. So she ends up telling her, like telling her one time they're gonna, go and get an apartment, to go to a college in New York and share the same bed or something like that. But all that changed once she started talking to Tyler. Okay. So, Ali was just kind of like asking her, like, trying to pinpoint basically what I gathered is that does she feel like, she's, like has a dependency or, really addicted to rule, but Jules, but not exactly the word, not exactly the words he exactly said. So we start off by getting the backstory, and this is the part, one of the parts that still kind of out is I noticed that actually they still didn't go into why Jules' mom's left. Now they show a scene where Jules, mom is taking her, but she's still, for when she was still a boy, and taking her to a psychiatrist that's 7 hours away. She's sitting here, well, at the time Jules was still a boy. So Jules is asking, mom, mom, like, why we gotta go out here? She wants the best care. So she takes her to this psychiatrist. It turned out, she's talking to the doctor. Doctor talks for a whole hour. She thinks everything cool. Then she gets a tour, and she don't know until she gets with this other psychiatrist, and they're showing this room, and this one boy that looked like, he could have been full of play, but you could tell something was not right. He would prejudge what you were saying, and he stands up, pulls his pants out, and he had to get. She calls the bodyguard. So you're showing this tour to Jules, and you got somebody who possibly is obviously very violent, or at least the most violence I've seen out of this whole group around this. It's supposed to be, I guess, the wet, break room or recreational room, whatever. And he has his thing on all swinging the doctor, F you, doctor, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then you got one of the bodyguards, the security just knock him down. And then they take him, they show also into his solitary, basically a padded room. Okay. And he found her. She said, you act like that now because of that. You're going to therapist because he's saying he's going to rape the doctor and every darn thing. And he spends like 30 minutes. Is that all for that? He might need a little more care than some of the other patients that's in there. Because when Jules finds out that she's there, she tries to run to the door. It's like mom, blah blah. So I think she scratched the face of the doctor that saying that our narrator was saying Rue, and she ended up like it. By the time they show her talking into a group, they had the mittens on to protect her so she won't scratch anybody up, whatever. And I know they showed a little bit of background how Jules didn't like her body, our brain work. I think she was table with both her parents. She choked something, blah blah blah. Started choking, and then just like not feeling herself. But it still didn't really go to all details about how like because the whole episode was supposed to be based on Jules. But give me some of the background. So when she got finally back from the mental health hospital, but before that. They came in there and gave us a snack of two pieces of white bread, looked like some carrots, and some ginger ale. And the security guard the same one knocked the other guy that was really really in a really out there. I'll just leave it as that. She asked, can she have the Canadian, the rest of the pop, but it's an aluminum can. So I already knew like, oh. So when he left, Jules started pilling it, and then it didn't show like from the front, but it showed like I did something bad. She walks out the room because the guy asked her, okay, and you start seeing obviously Jules tried to attempt to slit her wrist. So and then you see just dripping and dripping, and then they had to take her, I guess. But like I said, she still made it home, and her mom was not getting better, not better, but she was getting worse. That was what Rue was saying. Anyways, it ends up her father quit his job so he could stay more home, and then you don't see more of the mom. Then she showed that transition at 13, 16. She up here, became as Ruth says in her words, a little slutty. She's smashing, husbands, fiancés. They're the huge catch with males that are, supposedly allegedly, I think, straight white, male, everything. And sometimes, even if she didn't like what was going on, she would just tune out because she didn't feel like she had her body in, which was pretty sad. And when they're saying this, they're going back to the scene when she was Dr. Streamy or McDreamy, Nate, Nate stab. So that's the point of it. Like I said, I still don't know what exactly happened to her mom. And they said the dad, however, so I don't. Her dad, like I said, quit his job. So I don't know if he just does something at home or something like that, or what is going on. So we go back, like I said, it kind of is focusing on this fair. And you see everybody, and you see Fez and his brother, whatever, they got a pretzel, food truck, little thing. I don't know food truck, but just little concession stands at the fair, right? And he was like, we're gonna make a lot of money, whatever. I see like three things of different tickets. And now we will bring that up, in a second, okay? So, anyways, y'all, we got to see, it was like all this stuff is going on. Now, to make a long story short, actually Rouge shows up with with Gia and Lexi. And you don't see Lexi any more actually after the scene. I don't know what's going on with that, okay? But when Rouge sees Jules, because Jules up there, they hug each other. But Gia was telling Lexi like, I think Rouge likes her, love her, or they get close. And Lexi like, you think so? But Gia's like, I'm gonna be going with find some friends, whatever. And Lexi was just kind of like standing there, and Rue and Jules wander off, whatever, and they're like, "Oh, so happy together. We found each other again. I'm sorry, blah blah blah." So, oh my gosh, it. The main illusion show. Okay, so Cassie is there with McCoy, right? Or I think his first name is Chris. And they go to the book of the Jacobs. Oh, that's Nate's last name and his dad's last name, stuff like that, and the mom and the brother up there, right? They got a chili cookout thing. You purchase it, but they always win the chili cookouts. So to make a long short, he talked to McCray, right? And he's like, how's school? But what before? Oh yeah, right before they went over there to try the chili, whatever. Um, Nate questions McCray. That's what I'm saying. McCray kind of like is like he doesn't really like express himself. I mean, his little brothers are a-holes, and somebody should smack him back him to the year 2055. So, but still, they're more vocal than their brother is, and he, when Nate was questioned, so y'all together, whoever it be a hole, instead of him just saying like, man, bro, keep that on this. My girl got a problem, blah blah. He's just like, no, we just kicking it, blah blah blah. And Casey like, huh? Oh, so you gonna pretend like we ain't really together? You really gonna do that? Okay. And so when they get over to the Jacobs chili part, and Nate's dad is Nate, and I think his brother's name, even dad, like, son, y'all, you need to work more. I don't see why you don't be really playing off the lunch or stuff like that. He was, and McKay sitting there telling him like, I guess I got to work with too. He was like, you know what? In order to get what you want in life, you gotta strive for it. One of them type of speeches. I wouldn't have the family I had. Yeah, that's something to brag about. I wouldn't be able to be the success I have this going on. And that's why I had the best chili in 5 years straight. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, he just makes still that. And, Casey said even right in front of there, like, well, it's not like because he was like, you need to do that so you keep a girl like her. And she's like, well, it don't matter anyway, because he said we're not together. But like he said, so Casey talked to Chris and was basically like, why would you do that? Like now you're saying on claiming. He's like, well, I knew Nate would trip and blah, blah, blah. And she's based, of course, had the right to be offended. I still wonder what happened to them photos she gave him last time. And he had nerve to say to her, like, well, you know what you did. Because she's just like, know what you did, whatever. And, she started to cry and they kind of just fed up. He was like, you know what, I'm about to go back. I gotta go back to wherever campus he goes around there anyway, or I don't know how long he stayed from the campus, whatever, just sleep. So of course she's mad, and Mally's mad too. Cause Mally got this outfit on like I don't know where she got it from. Y'all remember like Adam and Eve stores or Priscilla's? If y'all know what it is, sometimes Cirilla's, those type of stores. Like you just see her in an outfit because Nate already seen her when they were trying to find each other Ferris wheel. He checks her like can you put on some clothes? Because I mean she got this bikini top and his pants, but the pants you could tell the two big holes on both sides of the hips, so you could tell. You just see plenty of skin. You just like, okay, man, we're all right. And she only one dressed like that, okay? In case everybody else kind of, even if they wear a dress, but she's the only one that stands out. I will tell you that she is standing out, okay? And when he meets up with Mally the first time, he's telling her like she needs to put some clothes on. You better change, blah blah blah. My family already don't like you, and she like, huh? And so he told her to go change. She still kept the same outfit. So Casey and Mally are mad, and they meet with each other, and they went, and she went, and Mally went to Fez, and like, you know what? He said some code, and she was like, you know what? I'm thinking about, I want to meet Molly or something like that. He gives her one of the tickets, okay? It was a yellow ticket and the smiley face. She go meet her and Casey go together. Casey go together to go to their little pretzel thing. So he give a ticket and they pay $40. And the Molly, I guess, is under these pretzels. They go ahead, they rent a car, snort up the Molly, blah blah blah. And Casey feels like this is burning. So I don't know if it's the first time taking it or not. But like I said, really excited how easy access it is to drugs, like this, Even in you sometimes your little medicine cabinet, okay? This So, anyways, Mally gets, somehow she gets some balls, or, because she's under the influence and it's still fresh. So she goes over there and she tells them off because when they're talking about, they won the chili, they got the best chili, or I think they just won or something like that. Mally feels some type of way. And Mally's like this. Everybody's clapping over, yay, I believe that it's so special. They always win. We love them Jacobs. She like this. And then she just like, whatever, blah, 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 and said something to her. But what stood out to me, she went right up to the table and she pushes the pot over and calls the mama cunt. And then somebody grabs by the arm, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't think that was Cassie. I think Cassie was still over there. She ended up seeing some guy, I don't know if she's met him before or just knew him. Go to him, whatever, like, I'm going to go on a fair, on the, the Ferris, the horses go carousel ride, right? And to get out of it, because of the effects of the drug, she kissed the guy a couple times, but she's on the ride, and she ends up, I don't know if she, uh, got the big O on there or something like that. But everybody was looking at her, and it was an embarrassment. So she just like, when she got off the ride. But I think that was it. I don't know if her Mallory, they didn't show her going home, whatever. And Lexi kind of like faded off, but just showing the side effects of drugs, or whatever, and how that went out. So I don't think her and the guy hooked up. It was just pretty much she got to bury some people looking crazy. You got the old creep man on the side with a big smile on his face too. So another stories real quick I want to get was Gia. Both Jules in the meantime, but right before they're looking for Gia because Rue's mom, and Gia's mom already called and said they gotta be home 10:30 by 10:30. She trying to find Gia. Gia's with this older girl, and I don't know who the heck she was, and she just like oh well these guys around our age and blah 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 they cool blah 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 blah. And before that, before the pot got coming over and the mom Jacobs got called a cunt and all this stuff. Um, what happened is because I think she confronted like y'all don't like me anyway, blah blah blah, and all this other stuff. But prior to that, here's what happened. Jules and Rue, like I said, they all reunited, happy. They Jules notices Nate's dad, the one she smashed in the first episode, and she's like, "That's who I messed with, had sex with, whatever for." Who was like, "I don't believe you, he has owns company, blah blah blah. I don't believe blah blah blah." And she was like, "Jules, let me show you." She goes up there, asks for this chili. You can already tell Jacob, Nate, Mr. Jacob, Dom and Daddy, is like this, and she turns, looks at Roof for a minute. So he knows that's the cue of saying, yeah, this is him, and he drops the chili. And he just like, oh, okay. Oh, I'll just get you another one. So the mama like, oh, here, it costs $2, and then he got another chili. And that's when, we realize, oh, snap, it's him. And, Dom and Daddy is sitting there like, oh, snap. Okay, what's going to happen? So, in the meantime, when Nate sits there and he takes Mallory somewhere. He does this, okay? Then I was scared that even though these are characters, like he was dancing around the string, like you call my mom, cut blah 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 blah. And she did, and he was like, "You're dead to me, blah blah." And he was about to take off, and I was surprised she still wanted this, but like I said, it was a superpower of that Molly. She like, well, you answer me one thing. It didn't show when she asked, but we'll get back to it in a second. So then we got basically Cat too. Cat and Ethan are seem like they're coming much. But first, she was on the rides with Jules in the beginning. Then Jules ended up seeing Rue, and then Cat was with Ethan, right? And Ethan, I think he, put a little container, little thing, put a little liquor, and he told her, get some more Slurpees and go drink. And she like, okay, sure. And when she goes, she sees him talking to, this blonde, pretty, the blonde chick, I guess, considered standards, she's small built, small frame. He's talking to her. And the insecurities of Cat comes in because she's thinking, like, again, feeling like, oh, this dude is just playing her like, she's pushing the curve because she's a big, she's bigger and she's a big woman. And the insecurities, even though she's said it, she just drops the slow seat and just leaves. And even turned out we finally hear what Ethan, the lady, talking about. The young lady, maybe she was like a 19 or early 20s, was just saying, please let your sister know something about covering her ship at a job because she ain't answering the phone. She like, thank you. And they go by. You don't see Ethan anymore, but you see from the distance the Slurpees is down. He's looking for Cat a little bit, but then no go. Cat goes and finds some guy. I don't know, but he obviously graduated some time ago. And she, after he played again, she's like, hey, didn't you used to go to such school too? And he was like, yeah, several times ago. Yeah, what's up? Because she first asked for cigarette stuff, right? He like, she decided to ask him, well, I heard the stories about you. And he's like, well, what you heard? She like, well, you got a big, whatever. And he used to smash your bra. He like, yeah, you smashed penis with me. He like, yeah, I did. How old are you? And she said 16. And I first thought, but the way he looked, he didn't like, okay, and whatever. But there are some guys, because I used to do that myself, people see, I purposely always set my age so the creeps, predator, pedophiles would leave me alone. And some of them would not care about it. Some of them, I think, sick asses will sit there and get actually more happy about the fact that you are underage. I remember telling this one guy when I was like 12 years old, it was a free picnic, whatever, because I saw it rent. But just to show you how bad that it is sometimes, I told him I was 12. I was actually 12. He was 23. and still wanted to talk to me. Say, "Oh, you think there's an age difference? Age problems?" Yeah, it is. Get your slimy. Ugh. Um, I ain't gonna lie. One time when I was 17, I was talking to a 21-year-old, and that's the only time I did that. But and that was in a couple months. But like I said, should have just stayed in my its own age group. But I'm just keeping it real. But anyway, um, anyways, so she ends up. They don't show it, but he ends up smashing her. You can see from the distance there. I hope he had a condom or whatever. But like I said, the fact that he, they had sex and he asked her, she just smiled. She feels liberated that she was able to sleep with him. He asked her, "Did you come with her?" Blah blah. She's like, "Nope," and a smile on her face. But they were somewhere, I don't know, hiding between I guess the game thing, whatever, somewhere between somewhere and hid and had sex. So anyway, we go back to Jules and Rue trying to find Gia at this point, like towards the end, trying to find her. Jules ends up going somewhere, and then because Nate and Avery's died. Because I also forgot, even I actually thought Jules was attractive because he was like, "Well, who's she?" And Nate explained to his brother, "Well, she is a junior or something like that, schoolgirl school." He was like, "Oh, that's too bad. She's jailbait." Oh, so anyways, the dad finds Jules, and Jules is trying to find, like I said, she was by herself somewhere. And Nate's and the dad, she basically just says, I hope, is your, I've seen that your friend seen something, but he's like, but he doesn't violate for, he just giving her the violin thing, like, please don't tell, basically, because that will ruin my life and stuff. And Jules was like, I'm not. I'm done with that. I'm not trying to. She ain't gonna tell nobody, but she's also let us know, like, I'm not trying to ruin your life, nothing like that. You know what I mean, or anything, or I'm trying to expose. Because he said, like, is there anything to do this so this won't get out? She like, I'm fine. She ain't gonna say nothing. That's just true. Saying I know zip. Okay. Don't hear. Don't see. Don't speak. No evil. Okay. So I don't know if I did that right. Okay. But anyways, Rue finds Gia, because like I said, she finds the little girl. She was like, "Oh, she's somewhere over here yonder," and then she just wanders off or something. It turns out Gia's hanging out with Chris, McCary, oh, let's get his name mixed up. The rude ass twins, 1 and 2. I forgot what the actors' names, but they got, like I said, they got some damn mouse because Rue's like, come on, when she found her sister, she obviously has been smoking weed with one of the twins. It might be the same one, especially the one that's more vocal, the one that Cat had, the black man with, right? So she like, come on, sis, whatever. First she was going, they all talking smack like, oh, so she thinks she the mom now, blah blah blah. Oh, cause blah blah blah, and you a bitch. Oh, you a bitch ever since you came back from ODing. And Gia looked at her and Rue. I was surprised Rue to just cock out in the face. Because, like I said, they were trying it and just teasing the fact that she was concerned about her sister. And Gia did at least go with her sis. They're walking back home. She's like, let's go, whatever. And so, Gia's concerned, like, what you gonna tell mom, blah, blah, blah. But they talking, but they chill. So Gia was able to go home. But then it's kind of sitting there like, oh gosh, hopefully this is not ongoing. That she, goes past weed smoking. And whatever, and it doesn't like, span and keep going on to her as well. And yeah, because you're like, even the twins were joking, especially when talking to like oh well, it's just weed and blah blah blah, whatever, and blah blah. You like I said, making fun, but like I said, both G and Rue both had that look on their faces when he was just like making comments. But like I said, those twins are some a holes. I mean, I'll say that at least. It was a couple of people with them as well, not that many, but like I said, they totally opposite than their older brother. But so the mom was able to talk to. Rue was able to talk to to their mom and say, she was just sick from something or blah blah blah, so she'll be all right. And but also too, when they cut back to Mallory and Nate talking, he explained. She was like, why'd you have him in your phone? He's trying to say it's complicated. Then he was nice. I thought he was going to attack her again, but he was like, he was just like, that switcheroo thing, like, it's complicated. Please don't tell anybody. She's like, I won't tell anybody. Blah, blah. Then he's, you know, laying on her, trying to hug her, like console him and stuff. And she kind of just looking up in the air, like, this motherfucker, do whatever. So she goes home, in her outfit. I don't know if she walked there or not. Did she have a car? Didn't show. And she goes in the mirror, y'all. You see this big bruise around the neck. She started crying. So he really did, it's domestic violence. He sold her. Real talk. And that was even before she even asked him about dick pic, where you got all these, a book of dicks all your damn phone. Okay. So so what happened was afterwards with that, Jules ends up going, and it was a beautiful scene, but it's scary because it's nighttime, and you see, I don't think she even got a darn light on her basket. Does Jules have a light on her basket? This stuff that just riding somewhere in the floor. So when she's like, "Oh, Tyler," I knew she was gonna live or something like that because I did see the preview 5 on YouTube before I got on to watch the episode. So um she's like, huh, just looking at it, and here go Nate, and they, start talking to her nice, like, for the past 3 weeks I've been talking to you, I wake up you, I blah 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 blah, this all this stuff as far as talking, and then she's like, I don't trust you. She wasn't happy to see him, okay, and it was good that he wasn't, but still, I was like, oh my gosh, what is he gonna do to this girl? So even it basically, she said, I don't trust you. She was uncomfortable, like, what, huh, what is this, and he comes up to her and he's like, I don't trust you either. And he ends up kissing her, okay? So my mom was like, well, what is happening here? But then she's like still hesitant and stuff, like, man, this don't feel right. This ain't right. And then he basically threatened her, like, I got all these pictures, you showing these pictures of you, you being nude or semi-nude, whatever, and blah, 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 sees pictures and blah, blah, blah. That's child pornography, even if you're a child yourself, whatever. He's basically claiming he has her IP address, everything. So he must be using, like them private IP things. I don't know. And basically threatened her, like, you know what? I got this stuff on you. So basically, if this gets out or he tries to, he will basically report her. Because first, Joe was like, you know what? I could just report you for, for the BS or whatever I wanted to. She wasn't even saying like that. She kind of saying like that. She just was discussing, afraid, like, what type of sick joke is this, basically? And but he's saying like, still like, just let this be, blah blah blah. And all of a sudden, Jules was like, you know what? You're an F. Last word with the T. I think you're an F just like your daddy. And he grabbed her by her hair somewhat, but that's all he did. He just had walked away, or something, he said, just walked off. And before I think Nate had went up to either confront or possibly admit his feelings, but hide it behind something, because still for him to go through all this, all this, and even and possibly he might have a tape of Jules. And maybe he wants to see what Jules is about still. Even though he called himself making a threat or certain things, it's still, you don't know. So anyways, when Dominant Daddy got home with his family, he went into his special den, and he's counting or looking through his his CDs, in the little covers, plastic covers. And he looked up. So I don't know if Nate has been recently still looking at these videos. Did he notice one or some of these videos are gone? What the hell's going? We don't know yet. But he kind of looked like, instead of picking one out, like to say play it for his viewing disgusting pleasure, sick ass, but he just kind of had this look. So I know Nate was looking in the room, but that's what I'm wondering. Like, is he um, conflicting his sexuality? Is one of his issues. So, anyways, the last part was Jules ends up going to Rue's house. She's at the window. I didn't even know she knew where Rue stayed at, to be honest with you, since she's always at her. Okay. And she was like, can I come in? She just slid at the door. Rue just acted like she's surprised, like, not really surprised. She tried to she gave us some clothes, she changed clothes. She was like, well, how was it with Tyler? She was like, she didn't even, she didn't even out Nate. She was just like, you know what? He wasn't who he said he was. So they end up sleeping in the bed together, and you see him in the bed, and you see his, the special effect where it seemed like they turn around and they show like bits and bits of their friendship. And again, in their bed again, but they're embracing each other. Ruth's embracing her like they possibly could be intimate, has hugging, you know what I mean, and going further. Okay. And then the last scene shows the date. I think this time Jules kissed her, and it ends to the credits. So I'm like, oh, how's this gonna go? And they did show the previews. The next one, this time we're gonna talk about Valerie's backstory, and talk about. Allie did say, now what if in the month she doesn't, she just wants to remain friends. So I don't know they end up physically hooking up or whatever because we won't see. So I think the next episode come next week, episode 5. But anyway, y'all, whew, this is a lot. And it looked like somehow they're gonna be investigating the dad. I don't know what the heck's going on, dominant daddy. But anyway, y'all, hugs and loves. I hope you have a good week, pleasant night, pleasant dreams. Let me go ahead and get this together. All right, take care, y'all. Hugs and loves.